A little talked about aspect of lib-pair is the reality of self-defense. My friend Dimitri and I, we do a show called Full Auto, and the focus of Full Auto is self-defense and self-reliance. We mostly talk about guns, but we don't just talk about guns. Guns are an important element, but what we generally talk about is how you can be better prepared. Not just you, but maybe your friends, maybe your network. And Dimitri was asking me some questions, which, we go through our little exercises, see how well we're thinking about lib-pair, so to speak. And the question was, if one community, a couple communities looks at another community and they're like, yo, we like their stuff, dude, you like their stuff, I like their stuff, and they get together like, dude, we're going to take their stuff. What's to prevent that from happening? I firmly believe, and I hope I'm wrong, I firmly believe that lib-pair will never exist throughout the world. Human beings, they have these competing natures. One of the competing natures is that they want stuff. They want your stuff. If they think they could take your stuff, they'll take your stuff. On the other hand, they want to be left alone. So there's these two battling elements. And I don't believe that human beings being human beings, that it's going to be an appeal to logic and reason, and to say, it's human nature that we have our right to self-defense, and therefore denying the right to blah, 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 blah. No, logic, reason, none of that means anything. And to a certain degree, feels are more real than logic and reason, but what's even more real than feels is pure, unadulterated power. This is why I believe the most important work that any of us can do, and I don't know how to face this in my own life, the most important work that any of us can do is to have the power to say no, and to empower others around us to say no, to raise the cost of coercion to such a level that the potential benefit of coercion outweighs the cost of that coercion. Wherever you have communities, let's say first off, community to community, wherever community to community, the cost of coercion against another community outweighs the benefit of coercing that community will be relatively safe. And you break it down to the individual level, it's the same thing. Wherever the cost of coercion against an individual could potentially, realistically cost you more than the benefit, then you'll see a whole lot less coercion. You're never going to see coercion go away entirely, whether it's at a group level or an individual level. So the greatest thing that we can do, we who believe for however we got here, for whatever reason we got here, we who believe in true liberty and the idea that people should be left the heck alone and allowed to make our own choices so long as they don't interfere with others, whatever reason, whether it's idealistic, pragmatic, whatever the reason, the greatest thing that we can do for ourselves is to empower others to raise the cost of coercion, as well as to empower ourselves to raise the cost of coercion. The key to combating coercion is simply to raise the cost of doing it.